There we go.
All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to go ahead and get started. But thank you all so much for joining us. On behalf of MPT, welcome. My name is Stephanie, and I am a member and viewer services representative. My colleague Karen will be joining us in a little while to help answer any questions you have later in the video. This evening, we'll introduce you to the PBS app and help you watch your favorite PBS and MPT shows for free whenever you want. The PBS app is available on your phone, tablet, and many televisions, including Chromecast, which is what we'll really focus on tonight. Remember that the PBS app is completely free to use, so you do not have to be a member to use the app. But before I get ahead of myself, we'll just go over some housekeeping real fast. For right now, we do ask for everyone to stay muted. We will have plenty of time for questions and answers, and you can unmute then to ask us a question, or if you don't want to ask us in person, you can type it in the chat. We can answer questions that way as well. So as a reminder, we are here until 7:30 tonight, so we have an hour to go over things and any questions that you might have. During the questions and answers, please turn your camera on when asking a question so we know who we're talking to. And that way, if you want to show us your remote control or your TV or anything like that to help you walk you through it, you can do that as well. We are recording this workshop, so if you miss anything or want to rewatch it later, you can do that as well. So if you just want to focus on the video and you want to do it later, you can do that. Details will be on MPT's PBS app webpage. That is mpt.org/PBS app. And that link will be in the chat for you as well. So you don't have to memorize it. But again, that is mpt.org/PBS app. Also, please note that this workshop is just another way to provide assistance with the PBS app. You can also contact us directly. So if you have questions and you really want that one-on-one experience, you can give us a call. We are available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And our phone number is 410-581-4292. Or if you'd rather send us an email, our email is membership@mpt.org. And we'll put those in the chat as well, so you do not have to memorize those at all. But again, if you want to give us a call, that is 410-581-4292 or membership@mpt.org. So without further ado, we will get started. We'll get started by looking at some infographics about the PBS app. We'll start with iPhone, but we're also going to go over Android, iPad, and Chromecast. And you'll also have the how-to guide that is sent via email, and we'll post links for everyone in the chat as well. So there will be everything you need. And so we will get started. We'll start with downloading it on your iPhone and iPad. Both are very similar. So first, you would go to the App Store on your device. So the icon looks like that little blue Apple symbol there, and that's the app that you want to look for. Once you do that, you would go to the search icon. If you could scroll down for me, Jesse, thank you. You will go to the little magnifying glass and you will search for PBS app. So you'll type in capital letters PBS, an app. As you can see down here, this is where you'll search. You'll type, once you get the magnifying open, you'll type in that PBS app. So if we can scroll down, please. And so this next slide will show you what you're looking for. So not PBS Kids, but just PBS. And then if we scroll down, this is what it will look for when it comes up. There are some other PBS icons, but you want to look for this little blue man, the PBS logo. That is the app that you want to look for. Now, if it's not downloaded on your phone or your iPad, there will be this little cloud and that downwards arrow. If you click that, that is how you'll download the app on your phone or on an iPad. So once you hit that little iCloud download, once it's downloaded, or if it's already on your phone or tablet, it'll say that blue button will say open. So once it's downloaded, or if it's already on there, you'll hit open. And once you do that, it should bring up the app on your phone. That way, and we'll show you how to maneuver that as well. but that is how you download the app first and foremost on the iPhone or iPad. Next, we'll go ahead and move on over to an Android phone in case you have that as well. Perfect. All right, so it's going to be very similar to an iPhone or an iPad. This will be on your Android phone, though. You're going to want to look for the Google Play Store. So this is kind of Samsung or Android's way, the same of an Apple Store. So you want to look for the Google Play Store, same kind of option. You'll look for that little multicolor play button. Once you do find it, the same way before, you'll go to the magnifying glass and you'll go to search apps. And you'll look for PBS the same way you did before, all uppercase. And once you hit search, and the same thing, that little blue icon with the little person or face will come up, and that's how you know you're looking for the PBS app. The same way we did before, you would just hit install, and that way it'll load up onto your Android phone. All right, and so that is how you do it on the Android phone. And next we'll move on to Chromecast, which is once you already have the PBS app on your phone, on your tablet, on an Android, this is how you get it to your TV. Now, say if your TV is not compatible with the PBS app normally, this is another way that you can do it. Say if your TV is too old or your TV is an LG, you can Chromecast it. So a Chromecast is this little device that you would put, so you do have to get a Chromecast itself. And it's like a Roku. It's a little piece that you put in the HDMI in your TV to let you be able to cast from your phone to your television. So once you do have that, once you bring up the app on your iPad, your iPhone, or your Android, this is how the app face will look like. You'll have that little blue circle there, which is where you'll sign in. That's where you can either sign in of 4 different ways: with a PBS account, with Google, Facebook, or Apple. And however you sign in, whatever email address you do use, you will sign in the same way every time. So that's how you just sign into the app. The next little icon next to it that kind of looks like a rectangle with the Wi-Fi symbol, that is how you're going to Chromecast. So in order to do that, if you have that device, you would just click that button. It'll come up. You do have to make sure your Wi-Fi is on and connected, or else it will not connect for you. And once you click that, you click which device you're looking for. So say if you have an LG TV, that'll come up on your phone and you'll hit that and it'll cast onto your television. So a lot of people do ask, how do you control, how do you find shows? You will do everything through your phone, your iPad, or your Android. So it's basically like your remote control in front of you, but you're using the app that way. So in order to watch shows, you would just, if you want to watch live TV, you would click the live TV button, or if you just want to go through different shows, you would use the magnifying glass just to search through the app. Now, the PBS app, like we said, is free to download. As you can see on the bottom here, it says show, home, shows, search. So that's how you would find your favorite shows. Now, the PBS app, like we said, is free. There are a lot of PBS shows on there that you can watch for free. Now, there are some passport shows that MPT does offer as a membership. So we either offer one of 2 ways. You could donate a one-time donation of $60. That is good for 1 full year. That doesn't automatically renew. Or you could do a $5 a month donation that continues until it is canceled. So say if you want something where you don't have to worry about it renewing or anything like that, you could do the $5 a month, which will give you access to Passport. And so those are special shows that are only for members. So it does give you a lot more content to watch as well. And in the chat as well, if you're not a member of MPT Passport, you can look at it in the chat and see if it's something that you would be interested in. And the $5 a month, you can cancel at any time as well. But that is kind of the end of our demonstration. We can open the floor to questions if anybody has any questions, if they want to ask in the chat, or if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself. You could also raise your hand if you see that little icon as well, but we are here to help. So any questions you have, please fire away.
Go ahead, Margaret.
Hello. I don't know if this makes any difference. I'm in Australia and I have 3 or 4 PBS icons, and it says, one of them says Valley PBS and Port Wayne PBS, but there's not one with just PBS.
Well, you're out of the country, or is this?
I'm out of the country.
Okay. Well, with the app for PBS, it is only in the US. You're not able to do that outside of that.
Thank you. I was wondering about that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. Well, thank you, Patricia.
All right, and we did receive a question earlier via email, and we did want to go ahead and touch base with that really quickly. Someone did ask, can you download the PBS app on public access computers at the library? Also, how can one watch PBS MPT programs from your website? So on computers itself, you don't do the PBS app. You would go to mpt.org /passport, and that's how you would find Passport or the PBS app. Unfortunately, the computers don't have apps that are able to download, so you can watch online, and that link is in the chat as well. So you can watch it on computers as well. It's just a little bit different than going through the PBS app, but you can watch MPT and PBS programs on just a computer through this link here as well.
Okay. I do have a question from Alan. We have PBS Passport, but I have trouble with finding the login. Alan, when you're logging in for your on the app, are you using, what email are you using? Are you using the same email that you had registered with your PBS app? Are you able to unmute?
Yes.
Okay. So is this on your computer or your laptop, or your laptop or your television?
Laptop.
On the laptop. So when you downloaded you go to the PBS app, not the app, but pbs.org or the video. So when you sign in, there should be a button that says sign in. It's normally over the home button, or it's right at the top.
Okay, yeah.
And you would sign in with the email that you created. How did you sign in originally on your passport? Did you do
I think my email address.
So you did it with a PBS account. So you would use the same email that you signed in.
Yeah, but we can't find the sign. The problem we're having is when we go to pbs.org and we click on, there's no sign in up there at the top or the bottom. So then we click on Passport, and then it asks you to join Passport, but we're already Passport members. And then if I Google PBS Passport login, it takes me back to the Passport that I was just in, which says, do you want to become a Passport member? So after a while, I find it, and I've tried to bookmark it, but sometimes it seems like we end up back in this loop of trying to find the actual sign-in page.
Okay.
So if you knew the actual address that we need to put in to get directly to the correct Passport sign-in, it would really be helpful.
Well, there's a link that's in the chat that you can also go to. But if you may want to check on how you created your PBS account. It may be another address that you're using, or
no, because usually after sometimes it takes us almost 10 minutes till we finally get in there. And it's always the same, we're using the right login and password, but it's finding the right login page.
Okay.
Yep. So if you go, I would suggest not going to pbs.org. I would
Yeah.
suggest going to mpt.org. If you go to the chat, there is a link in there that takes you directly to the sign-in page where you can hit sign in for MPT Passport.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, probably be simpler for you.
Yeah, and also if you want to give us a call tomorrow as well, we can check exactly how you signed into Passport, and we can see, you know, what email you used, if you did a PBS account, Google, and that way we can make sure that you're getting signed in the right way so you can watch the shows.
And also to see if it's actually activated, because I have people that sometimes their activation has not been connected.
We have activated because we watched some shows, but
Okay. Okay.
anyway. Thank you.
All right.
And then, Patricia, I did see that you asked about if you can cast TVs from Passport as well, or do these directions not apply to Passport? So actually, the PBS app is Passport, which can be a little confusing, but it's the same thing. But you just have to have a membership to sign into Passport, which is on the PBS app. So it's the same thing. So Chromecasting the PBS app onto the TV is the same as Chromecasting Passport.
Does anyone else have a question regarding the Chromecast on actually connecting it to your television? Okay. And what, as Stephanie stated before, on any of the devices, to remember that the PBS app is free. You can watch any of the Maryland Public Television programs, those Farm and Harvest, to name a few, and any of those programs, Chesapeake Bay by Air, those are all available on MPT. With the PBS app, you are able to watch those local programs for free as well. It is just with the Blue Compass, those are Passport programs that you will have to have a membership with, $5 monthly or $6 as a one-time donation.
I was going to mention, I had spoke with, I believe, Stephanie, regarding this Chromecast, that you have to you should probably make sure that you are on Wi-Fi on your phone.
Yes.
Maybe you should talk about that a little bit. I had trouble getting on because of another reason, but maybe you covered it.
Connecting to the Wi-Fi?
No, I had problems with Verizon before I got on this phone call, and so I was a little late, but you might want to mention about the Wi-Fi, making certain you're on Wi-Fi on your phone, correct?
Right.
Not
Yes.
using up your...
Yes, I did mention this a little bit earlier, but I will reiterate, especially the data part. I don't think I mentioned that. When you are Chromecasting, I really, really urge that you do make sure your phone is connected to Wi-Fi, because it will eat up your data if you're not connected to Wi-Fi and you're just kind of roaming. So that is something that we do stress, is make sure your device or your iPad or Android is connected to Wi-Fi, because we do not want that to, you know, as you're watching shows, it will eat up that data. So just make sure that you are connected to Wi-Fi. A lot of times it really won't work as well if you're not connected to Wi-Fi either. I know my phone kept saying, you know, make sure you're connected to Wi-Fi. So it will give you that message, hopefully, but do make sure that you're connected as well.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right. And do we have any other questions regarding the Chromecast?
Yeah, and if nobody wants to ask questions right now, if you know, when you go to do this yourself, if you need help or anything like that, please give us a call. We are open, like I said, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If those times don't work for you, you can always send us an email, leave a message. We'll always get back to you one way or another. But if you come across any problems later, please give us a call, email us. And also you can go back and watch this tutorial as well, to make sure that, you know, if you have questions or need to watch it again, it'll be available for you on that website. And you will get a link of an email with that as well.
Can you remind us what the phone number is to reach you?
Sure. Our member services number is 410-581-4292. And we'll also put that in the chat for you as well. So if you need to copy and paste as well.
And the email is membership@mpt.org.
So I do see a question in the chat from Valerie Ann. She says, why would one use cellular instead of Wi-Fi? It's just in case. I don't suggest using cellular, but in case, you know, your Wi-Fi is not connected, or if it might be turned off for whatever reason. I know sometimes I might turn off my Wi-Fi when it's not working well and I need to do something fast. And sometimes I forget to connect it back. So we were just mentioning, just to make sure you are connected to Wi-Fi, whether it's on the phone or the iPad, when you do Chromecast, just to make sure that it doesn't eat up your data or anything like that.
It makes it a little bit more rapid for you as well.
Yes, absolutely. Well, if no one has any more questions, we do really appreciate you all joining us this evening. I hope this was really helpful. And as always, even if you have questions in a few months, we will be here to answer any questions you have. And if there's other devices you want to get the PBS app on, we can help you with those too. They will also be on the same website, the mpt.org/PBS app. All the devices will be on there. So if you have any questions or need any help, we're here for you. Our phone number, email, anything like that. So we do really appreciate everyone joining us, and we all hope you have a great rest of your night. And happy watching.